William, we haven't talked much about Taghrooda, of course, who's lost her unbeaten record narrowly to Tapestry up at York. But how do you see between those two? Can Taghrooda turn it over, do you think?
Well, Taghrooda was absolutely brilliant when winning the King George and Queen Elizabeth II Stakes at Ascot in July. One of the first fillies for many, many years to do that. I heard news from the Gosden camp before then, people who know they would not have this filly beaten, and they were absolutely right. She was absolutely brilliant. And the excuses for her, she came into season apparently just as that race was run at York, and surely that's a good reason why Tapestry came and beat her that day. But the connections of Tapestry paying this huge sum, of course they can, that's not so huge for them maybe, paying this huge sum to supplement Tapestry into the race and saying we can beat Taghrooda again. We'll see. I prefer Taghrooda, but I prefer Taghrooda of the two.
And what's your view, William, on Kingston Hill? St Ledger winning, coming back in very nearly, coming back a couple of furlongs, having won the St Ledger not all that long ago, and there are no easy victories in Group 1. Is this coming back in distance against him, do you think?
Well, it can't be in his favour, can it, Robin? But he was very impressive in the St Ledger. He's been one of the great sort of talking horses in recent years. He's been one of the great talking horses so in the last year or so. Everyone loves Kingston Hill. He's very rarely done anything wrong. He would, of course, he liked the ground to ease up a bit, and the other problem for him is drawn right out in 20, and very few horses. I mean, there is a bias towards horses drawn, say, lower than 12, although Trêve defied it last year. I think she was drawn very wide, and that brilliant burst of speed got her home.
Well, the parade begins now. In front of us, down past the winning post in the Royal Box, there's Al Kazim in the frame, followed by the winner of the Grand Prix de Baden-Baden, Ivanhoe and William Buick. And then behind that one, Spirit Jim in the pink, Gold Ship, the grey. He's really on his toes, and what a great tough-looking horse that is, that Gold Ship. I mean, he is a 5-year-old, fully mature horse. And here comes Just Away in the green and black checks. No, Gold Ship's having nothing to do with the parade. Number 11 is Ecto, followed by his stable companion Montviron. And I think, William, you're probably right. I mean, there can only be one reason for having Montviron in the race, and that is to make sure there's pace on.
Yeah, we can't think of any other reasons, Robin, so we'll see what happens. Drawn 11, I suppose he'll be able to get to the lead from there.
Ideal place to get to the lead, really, as long as he jumps, as long as he doesn't miss the break. Well, what a motley sight. Absolutely so exciting. Number 15, that is Freeport Lux, one of the outsiders, I would say. Yeah, nearly 70 to 1, you can have about that. 8, there she is, Trêve, just gone through the picture. Well, William, I really find it very difficult. I haven't had a punt in the race. My heart says I would love Trêve to win again. She's valued 12 to 1. I think it might be one of the year of the Japanese, you know.
Well, you might be right, and they have been so keen to win this race, and they've got very decent chances. I think Harp Star is their strongest one. I think an outsider that might run well is Dolnier for the Aga Khan. There's a little word from that. Apparently she's been working extremely well. Third in the Prix Vermeil. Another one with a chance, but apart from that, there's so many. Ivanhoe, what about the German trained horse? Actually trained by a Frenchman in Germany. Ivanhoe won the, was it the Grosser, which one was it? The
Baden-Baden.
Days, the Baden-Baden last time, and beat See the Moon, the horse that had been favourite for this race. See the Moon is out now with an injury. Of course, people made excuses for See the Moon that day, possibly not at his best, but apparently the time figures for the race were very good, and Ivanhoe certainly cannot be ignored. Germany have a great record with a few runners they've had in this race. They won it a few years ago with Daydream. Number 4, Ivanhoe, 25 to 1 at the moment. We're looking at a bigger price, much bigger price outside of there. Siljan's Saga, odds of 150 15 to 1 at the moment. It'd be probably the biggest shock in ARC history if that one won.
Taghrooda now being led up, Flintshire in the background being led up, and Dolmere follows. Avenir Certain, you saw pale blue with the spots, Flintshire just below us. That's Trêve. Flintshire. The beige cap there of Gregory Benoit. Ecto is his mount. Al-Kazim. The two French jockeys swapping a light-hearted remark. Frankie Dettori on Ruler of the World, we saw there the white cap on the silver colours. Al-Kazim below us. Dolmere, Flintshire, Trêve. Chiquita moves forward, and now we've got Kingston Hill to come in, we've got Gold Ship to come in, and also one of those not installed, Ivanhoe. There's Ivanhoe, William Buick. You haven't got time really now, William, to look it up, but I shouldn't think William Buick's had more than a couple of rides in the ARC, has he? From memory?
Not many, no. But he's ridden here at Longchamp quite a few times.
And he'd be every bit up to it. I rate him very, very highly indeed. Well, so does the whole of the racing community, come to that. Ecto goes in. No trouble there. Gold Ship, one of the last. That could be the lot. Stand by, jockeys, because I think we're going to have some action. And a tremendous roar from the crowd. So Avenir Certain is prominent in the early stages, so too is Ecto. Montviron is about 5th or 6th, being eased into the lead just past Al-Kazim. Then comes Ivanhoe, red and blue, towards the outside. Kingston Hill being ridden prominently ahead of Chiquita, the striped sleeves. On the inside, Siljan Saga racing with those. But it's now Montviron who's out there to make the running for his stable companion Ecto. It then comes Kingston Hill disputing second. Avenir Certain on the rails is right up there, so too is Ecto. Now, in 4th or 5th towards the outside, the blue colours then of Taghrooda. Lower down the field, you've got towards the outside Ivanhoe, followed by Spirit Jim. Way at the back now, Flintshire's not very far, and Gold Ship been dropped right out. I'm looking for the other Japanese runners. I'm looking for Harp Star with a red cap somewhere, and hoop colours towards the inside. But it's Montviron as they go through the first third of a mile. Montviron from Kingston Hill in second, a gap of a length behind that one to Avenir Certain on the rails, disputing there with Ecto on his outside, 3rd and 4th, Taghrooda 5, Trêve 6 towards the inside. Then after these, Flintshire 7 in 8th place on the outside is Ivanhoe, still at the rear of the field then as Al-Kazim, followed by Spirit Jim, and also just away towards the rear of the field as is Siljan Saga, and last of all Gold Ship. So they turn in now, and it's still Montviron from Kingston Hill. Avenir Certain on the rails. Coming with a late run is Ruler of the World towards the outside, followed by Taghrooda. Then comes Flintshire, Trêve towards the inner, and then Ivanhoe. But they straighten up for home now. They've got 450 metres left to run. Montviron still with the advantage. Kingston Hill's being ridden. Trêve's got a dream of a run on the inside rail ahead of Flintshire, and just away towards the outside. Taghrooda is prominent. Coming from the back of the field is Harp Star on the wide outside, but it looks like Trêve with 100 metres to go towards the far side. Trêve is leading from Flintshire, but she's gone for home. Trêve has gone for home. Flintshire, Taghrooda 3rd, Kingston Hill 4th. What a dream of a run he got to do it. Alec Head was right. Cricket, he said, you'll win the ARC. And congratulations from Christophe Soumillon. This has to be one of the all-time great fillies.
Oh my gosh. absolutely incredible. You know, she was being ruled out of this race after all the problems, but she's got that wonderful gap on the rails and she's absolutely storm clear like she did last year. Flintshire's run a blinder in second. Third, Taghrooda didn't do anything wrong, but just found out today by the brilliant, another filly, the brilliant Trêve. Kingston Hill, fourth, prominent all the way. They were using her stamina by keeping her up there. Dolnir ran a blinder in fifth. Of course, owned by Al Shakab Racing, they're going to be delighted as well. They bought a Trêve from the Head family before last year's race. Janet, champion jockey in France a long time ago. He's a veteran now. He's ridden many great winners here at Longchamp, and this will perhaps be the most famous of all. The time, 2 minutes 26.05.
Well, Alec Head, he's not near death, but he's an old man, and he can die a happy man now. He said to his daughter on Tuesday morning after the work, "Cricket, you'll win the Arc."
And it's just come true.
Here we've got the late closing stages. Trêve's gone clear by this time. Prince Gibraltar running up on the rails with the pink sleeves, but there's only one in the picture. This is some mare. They've got the half-sister, of course. It's not the full sister, the stud. They run a stud, and of course in many ways it would be wonderful to have kept her, but you know, you can't turn down the sort of sums of money that are being offered by people for horses like this. It was a good, serious 7-figure sum of money. So looking down now from our eyrie on the top of the grandstand, and Trêve, the last one to leave the gazon, the grass. And I think the girl that rides her and looks after her is running down the track to greet her. Cricket Head is on the track. There she is. There's well, how lovely. Her stable lass is leading her over to say hello to the people on the infield, lined up by the boxes that have been put up on the infield by the winning post. She's taking a little turn round Terry Janet. And now she's coming over towards the main grandstand, giving their crowd the money's worth. 12-1 for last year's winner, William.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. Well, not many believed she could do it again, although the signs in the last week or two were so good. A brilliant work at Chantilly, I think on Tuesday last week, did begin to make people believe she could do it again, and what a performance. And of course, must mention, of course, that the Japanese attempt to win the Arc has failed yet again, and this time they never really came close either. There's Cricket Head being congratulated by everyone pretty well. Her husband's there in that pack, a journalist with, I think, Le Parisien. That's him just behind Cricket on the right. I think that's perhaps a surprise. We'll see. Perhaps we'll see it again.
Well done, Thierry. It's a Repeat of last year.
Il m'a fait pleurer, hein. Moi aussi, j'ai pleuré.
The only sad thing for us, William, is we can't go down and join in. I would so much like to.
Yes,
They're
great.
such lovely people and good friends as well, you know.
Yes, they are, of course, friends of yours, the heads, Robin, and lovely people, as you say. I know earlier this week, Alec Head spoke to the great legendary Sir Peter O'Sullivan, who isn't that well back in England, and Alec Head said to Sir Peter O'Sullivan, this filly is right back at her best, and he's been, well, we've just seen what happened.
Well, we shall now surely pick up the remise de trophée presentations. I don't know who's going to do it this year. The President of France used to be a regular attender at this meeting. A trophy will be offered to the owner, trainer, jockey, the lad and the breeder by His Highness Sheikh Abdullah bin Khalifa Al Thani and by Monsieur Christophe de Margerie, President Director General of Total, and His Excellency Sheikh Nashal Hamad Al Thani, Ambassador of Qatar to France. So we've got a fairly high relic of the diplomatic here today. That carriage full of the winning, owning connections. Thierry, with his partner Sandrine Taghrooda. I've explained before, they've got this charming daughter, 14 or 15 now. They get married as soon as Thierry gives up riding. She's a trainer. They'll get married because jockeys' wives are not allowed to be trainers. Well, there's some of the Al Thani family. Alec Head, as he was last year. Let's hope he'll be around next year. The grandson on the right, young, I'm not sure of his Christian name, but he is a young Lafont Parias, cricket's grandson. That is Sandrine Taghrooda with the hat next to Thierry. And they're coming out of the parade ring onto the piste.
I've forgotten, what's Cricket's husband called, who's just in the carriage there?
I'm not sure, Monsieur Marek. I think it's Gilles.
Gilles Marek, yes, I think it is.
Gilles.
He's a journalist. Don't see many journalists in those type of carriages, but works for, I think, Le Parisien, and how fantastic for all of them. And one, you know, the great, because the Head family's history in French racing goes back such a long way, doesn't it, Robin?
Oh,
was it Willie Head? Was it Willie Head?
Willie Head, who was Alec's father, I think came over here to ride, and then I think he came to train for the Kaiser. Right. At some stage between the wars. My history is not brilliant, but it's pretty well 100-year history. And they actually bought Kenne after the war. It had been used by the Germans as a prison camp or some sort of station rather during the war, and it was an absolute wreck. Monsieur Bertrand Berlinguier, third from the left there on the dais. All the little Al Thanis. Well, we're very lucky really to have the Qatar connection in racing, don't you think? Because without them, and without the Maktoums, Godolphin before them, I don't know where we'd be. Because the old, long-time breeder owners fading away. They simply can't afford to do it anymore. Thierry Janet. I shan't name the journalist who annoyed me by casting aspersions.
Donc le premier trophée, comme je vous l'ai dit, va être remis pour la Kazakh et pour le Tchèque Johan Altani. Par son athlète tchèque, la Triomphe Khalifa Altani.
Well, we've plenty of time before our next race this afternoon. It's actually the Prix de la Forêt. We've got... Oh no, I beg your pardon, it isn't. It's the Arabian. It is the Arabian race. 15 minutes to that. It's for purebred Arabians. But there's the trophy, a silver trophy of the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe itself. Well, let's hope as time goes by, one or two of those young guys there will be lifting up the trophy as owners in their own right. There she goes. She looks weary, but I think she is weary. She's entitled to be cricket, and she's been so kind and so relaxed before racing and in the lead up to everything. She's talked to anybody who wanted to interview her or talk to her, and I gather there've been never a lack of press and photographers outside her place in Chantilly.
Well, the fact she's so approachable, Robin, just helps so much for the press.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I wonder if you've got a sideboard big enough to put that on.
I think it's solid silver, obviously, isn't it?
I'm sure it is. We'll have La Marseillaise in a moment, I expect, but we'll also surely have the... or perhaps it won't be the Marseillaise, it'll probably be the Qatari, because it's normally the owners' tune they play. I say anthem tune. Miniatures of the owners. The biggest one goes to the owner, then the trainer, then the breeder, Alec Head. And I expect the jockey gets a weenie one. And he gets a bunch of flowers as well. Oh, lucky girl, good girl. And she rides Trêve most mornings, and cricket says of her she's got the most lovely hands. And the filly goes so well for her. Well, we do have Marseillaise.